What is up to all my lights out there? It's Suave, and I'm back. I am here to talk about some things that's been going on in my mind lately, update you guys on some things, and all that other stuff. So let's get into it. Let's get started, and let's spread some light. Well, within this time, I haven't been able to post for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I'm not entirely sure, but I haven't been able to post for like 2 weeks or so. And that was because someone actually stole a majority of my camera stuff. Luckily, they didn't steal my actual camera, but they took the batteries, the chargers, one of the lenses. Um, they took about $1,500 in equipment, and yeah, so that happened, and it was a really discouraging moment for me. It was like I had to take a step back and look at a lot of things and really refocus and reflect. And within that time as well, I was trying to film with people and was getting canceled on a lot by some of my friends. But I understand a lot of them are busy, so not everyone can be available when you're available. So I've tried to open my availability to some people, and then some people still canceled, but that is okay. So I just had to build myself up, and start doing what I want to do. Realize that this is what I want to do. This is something that I'm pursuing, so I have to do it regardless if who's on board or not. But on a positive note, I got all my stuff back besides the lenses that were stolen, but I've got my chargers back. I've got batteries for my camera. I've gotten all that stuff. I got a new tripod because the piece was stolen for the tripod that I needed. So I got a new tripod. So I got everything that I needed to start filming again. So here I am. So today I actually want to focus on a couple of things. I just recently saw the Joker movie, and I feel like that movie was really powerful and had some really powerful messages that challenged us as people and us as a society, just in general, of how we treat people, mental illness, and other things like that. The stuff that we put out on social media or in the media, I feel all that stuff was touched on and challenged in a way, like pointed out as if like this is how the world is. And I feel that was something to really think about and shed a light on. So I just kind of want to talk about that and get into that. If you don't want anything to be spoiled, I understand. You might not want anything in the movie to be spoiled. You can just fast forward past this. I'm not really going to spoil anything in the movie. I'm not really going to touch on exactly all the details that happened in the movie or anything like that. I'm just going to touch on the subjects and the messages that were brought up. Not even what was said word for word, but how the messages reflected in the movie and what it kind of pointed out. One thing I do want to touch on is it is Mental Health Awareness Day today, actually. So I really want to touch on mental health because I feel mental health can be overlooked a lot of times, and it is important to make sure that our mental well-being is okay and other people's mental well-being is okay. It's important that we actually look into that, and I feel we really need to open ourselves up to start to look at other people's perspective rather than just focusing on our thoughts and our own perspectives and our own way of thinking, and that is it. There's a lot of people out there that suffer from mental illnesses, and they struggle a lot with what they go through. I mean, I suffer from anxiety. I know there's a lot of people who suffer from anxiety or depression, bipolar. We have autism. We have a lot of other mental disorders out there, that schizophrenia. So there's a lot of other mental disorders out there that people suffer from that I feel we need to understand sometimes, or be more open to understanding, instead of just pushing things away and leaving it as such because we think that they're weird or strange or that they need to be tougher or anything of that sort, to push our standards and boundaries onto someone else without knowing their mental situation or where they're at mentally. Mental health and the issues with mental health and making sure someone's mental well-being is okay, and checking up on your friends and family or anyone that you think might not be in the right space mentally at the moment, that stuff matters when you actually are there for these people in their times of need, as well as if you're someone who suffers from a mental illness or a mental condition. It's important that you also reach out to people to let them know that you're not okay or you're not feeling up to par at the moment. Sometimes that is important as well. So it's important both ways. We all need to be open to it, and we all need to be able to talk about it with people and discuss these things, because there's a lot of people who go through moments of feeling isolated or alone because of their mental illness. They feel as if no one understands them or no one will get it. And it's important for them to know that there's somebody there who wants to understand or wants to see it from their perspective sometimes. And that's just something I feel like that movie, The Joker, really challenged us on and shed light on, that we as people need to be more open to having a discussion and knowing how important it is for someone's mental well-being to be okay. The other thing that I feel the movie really shed light on was social media, or the media in general. Just the media in general under one big umbrella, but I feel like them touching on the media also touched on social media, because social media can be as toxic as the media. With social media, I feel like it is a really great platform for connecting with others and spreading awareness and reaching out, networking, all that stuff. It's really good for doing that, and it's helpful to people. It helps you to reach out and broaden your audience and really connect with people that you want to connect with. Find other like-minded individuals. Find people who are like you. All that comes from social media. But on the other hand, we use social media sometimes to destroy people or put people down or try to make people look bad, make fun of people, cyberbully. There's a lot of toxic on social media as well, and I feel that's what was really challenged as far as toxicity, was how we can use things to make someone look bad, to really shed a negative light on someone, and that stuff's not okay. Just going back to mental illness, is we don't know where someone is mentally. We don't know the mindset of someone else to actually just bully them and banter them. And a lot of our mindsets are, you should be tough, you should take it, but you don't know how that person feels at the moment. You don't know what that person's going through at the moment to tell them to just be tough or to ignore it if it's not for them. Sometimes that stuff spreads like wildfire. There's people on people's inboxes talking about the same subject or giving them all types of hate in their inboxes or tagging them in it or other things like that, and it's discouraging for somebody. It can really put someone down. The cancel culture, for example, these people who will bring up stuff that people have said or people have done without realizing that these people are growing and learning just as they are and we all are. But they will point out these things to try to destroy a person's career, destroy a person's life. Why would we want to destroy someone's life just because of something wrong that they said, when we all have been on that side to say something that is not right? We've all said some hurtful comments about people or a group of people or race or religion. We've all been that person. So sometimes when we actually point out those flaws in someone else to try to destroy them, does it make us feel any better? At the end of the day, do we feel any better about ourselves from doing that, from destroying someone else's life, just because of some comments they made or something they have said or something they may have done? That is wrong. I mean, it's there is things that we do have to point out that is wrong, but do we want to destroy that person's whole life? That person who has a family, that person who has people that love them, do we really want to destroy that on account of our own thoughts and feelings being hurt? Coming to an understanding of these things is important, just to treat people how we want to be treated. I feel like that's one of the first rules of life, and I feel a lot of us in general are losing sight of that, to treat people how we want to be treated. And it could be because we're not treating ourselves too well. We're not treating ourselves too well, which in turn makes us treat other people unfairly or a lot worse than that. So let's start treating ourselves better so we can reflect that out and start treating other people better as well. With the media, on the other hand, I feel like a lot of drama is pushed to us through the media because that is what we feed into. The media has noticed that drama is the thing that a lot of people focus on, so they're going to keep feeding us the dramatic things in life so they know we'll tune into it. So on TV, we see a lot of drama, or within the media, on the news, we see a lot of drama, and there's just so much of it going on and on and on because that's all we feed into. There's not a lot of positive things being shared, a lot more than there is negative or drama-filled things that are being shared. And I feel that it has part to do with both ways. We're spreading it, so they're feeding it to us to spread more of it. So since we're spreading it and we're feeding into it and watching this, they're going to keep feeding it to us as long as we keep spreading it and feeding it to the world. That's just how the cycle is, It sells, so why not? The thing about that, though, is new eyes that are growing up grow into that. They grow into what's being spread and what's being fed to them. Now, we all have our own individuality and we all make our own choices, so they can make their choices to depart from that and grow from that. There are some people that might not have the mental strength to see past that at the moment, and they might just feed into it and take themselves down a road that is separate from who they really are. I don't know if you guys hear that rooster in the back, but there's a rooster. I don't know where it is in my neighborhood, but yeah, a rooster is always... Anyway, I feel like that's something we need to try to do too. Spread more things that are positive. Not everything has to be positive all the time, but why not share something to celebrate with people sometimes as well? I feel that's another good thing to do rather than just sharing things to get a reaction out of a crowd of people. But yeah, so all those who might be suffering from anything, any mental conditions, or you just don't feel okay mentally, always feel free to comment down below and just let me know. We can have a conversation about it, or hit me up on social media. I love to talk to people about that, just so they know that you guys have someone to talk to. So you can always reach out to me on social media. I try to post these things like once a month to check how people's mental well-being is. But I will always try to make myself available to those who just don't feel okay mentally, because I want to do my part to show you that I want to understand and make sure that you are okay as well. And your mental well-being is important, and it's good to know that sometimes. It's good to know that you are important and that someone wants to know that your mental well-being is okay. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know this wasn't like my normal videos, but I just kind of want to shed light on some things and just give you guys an update and talk about some stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a coin flip. Hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you guys can stay connected with me and follow me along on this journey. And as always, make sure to keep growing, keep loving, keep connecting, and keep spreading light. Bye, guys.